Hello everybody and welcome back to Red Eagle Politics. Make sure you guys like this video down below and subscribe to the channel if you are new. So here we go again. Donald Trump surviving an apparent second assassination attempt. You had a guy in the bushes on his golf course when Donald Trump was out there golfing. Officials said he had a semi-auto, a scope, and a GoPro, maybe looking to, film what was going on. And once again, somebody gets extraordinarily close to assassinating a president who should have no business getting that close, especially after the first attempt, which again, you should understand that people that are running for president or people that have been president or who are just large political figures, they're always going to have some sort of target on their back from crazy people. And instead, twice, you allow people to get dangerously close, shots fired. Do we know if the shots were directly how close they were to Trump? I could not exactly find that at the time of the recording of this video. But still, I mean, Donald Trump is surviving yet again. This is insane because this is 2 times in just over what seems to be 2 months. I mean, this is a common occurrence, and it should not be an occurrence at all in this country, especially when you're supposed to be the most well-guarded person or one of the most well-guarded people in this country. And it's a major, major problem. I'm glad the guy's okay. I'm glad he's okay. But once again, it's like, how are these people getting this close to Donald Trump? And it does raise a lot of eyebrows. It does raise a lot of questions. And we definitely need answers to those questions. We don't have any photo evidence of Donald Trump during the attempt this time. We do have these epic AI images that are hilarious, though, that I found on social media. Yeah, they're 0 for 2. They're 0-2. They try to take him down. He keeps coming back stronger and stronger than ever up to this point. But security needs to be ramped up because this cannot happen again. And we understand this. Apparently, this is out today. The would-be assassin camped under the cover of darkness for 12 hours. And this is something that just kind of shows how deranged these people are, to the point where, you know, Trump, apparently the golfing was a last-minute decision from Donald Trump. It was on Sunday. This guy probably assuming that he didn't know it was going to go on directly. It's a very good chance he was camping under there because of the fact that Donald Trump typically golfs on Sunday. He didn't have any sort of things going on his schedule, and it's entirely possible that this is what he was waiting for. He was waiting for his moment, and he just got arrested. He got arrested. They arrested him. They fired back, and then he ran, I guess, back to his vehicle, which was on the other side of the fence, and then he got arrested. He's going to be taken into custody. Just make sure this guy gets kept alive because we have a lot of questions that need to be answered. So definitely that's something to look out for. But what is the exact motive of this guy? Once again, he's a deranged liberal that we know. He's a deranged person who's aligned himself with the anti-Trump side of things, has aligned himself with the Democrat Party, has donated extensively to the Democrat Party. He did have some tweets that were in support of Nikki Haley, which is to be expected because he's somebody who just wanted to stop Donald Trump at all costs. But I mean, he's kind of got this like weird schizophrenic history in the 2020 Democrat primary. He was going from, you know, Bernie Sanders. He did support Tulsi Gabbard when she was a Democrat, potentially because this guy's also from the state of Hawaii, and then he moved to North Carolina. But like, people are using that to claim that, oh, well, he's actually like a Republican who's doing this. It's like, wait, what? So you think a Republican who supports Donald Trump is going to take out Donald Trump? They did the same thing with the previous guy. And you have things that I guess you would say are more conflicting with the previous guy, but people that knew him on the ground said, you know, he was somebody who leaned left, especially when it came down to COVID stuff. He was confirmed to donate to Act Blue when he was 17. And on top of it, he had an account on a right-wing social media platform where he would argue with conservatives. So you look at that and it's just like, that doesn't exactly show him to be like Republican. These people are on the left. Maybe you could say this guy's more of like a neocon. He did say, I backed Trump in 2016, but he never voted in 2016. So that's false, as we know. And he's been very anti-Trump for years and years, according to his social media platform. So So this is somebody that is from the left. You can't really chalk it up to be any different, or at least on the never Trump side of things. You know, maybe you could say he's like a never Trump, Republican neocon or something who's just a Ukraine cultist. Still doesn't quite matter. I mean, the guy was in a propaganda video for the Azov Battalion, which is pretty strange. That's like a, pro-Ukraine neo-Nazi group that's extraordinarily anti-Russia. He was in their propaganda video, kind of similarly to how Crooks in Pennsylvania was in the BlackRock video. So a little bit strange, to say the very least, that this is a common occurrence from people who have kind of this unique footprint in terms of being in these advertisements. And this guy was camping out for 12 hours to try and see if he could maybe get Donald Trump, assuming he was golfing. That would basically be the way that things went down if this report is accurate and he was there for 12 hours, as the golfing thing was some sort of last-minute sort of thing. But you talk about this guy's son, and it kind of just shows these people never learn with turning down the temperature, and they will blame Donald Trump. And Donald Trump has been blamed by several people for his own attempts. They blame everybody except themselves. They blame the victims. If something bad happens to somebody on the left, it's all the Republicans' fault. If something bad happens to somebody on the right, it's still the Republicans' fault, according to these people. You can't reason. Even the son of the guy apparently told the Daily Mail that his father hates Trump like every reasonable person does. Is that something that a normal person would say after their dad tries to go out there and assassinate the former president and potentially soon to be future president of the United States? Absolutely not. He said that's nothing like him. He's had a few traffic tickets, but then like it's just really just a bad look. Why would anybody say this? These people are deranged, and he's not the only person that's act deranged. You have Rachel Vindman, a part of the Vindman family. There's one of them running for Congress in Virginia as we speak, and we're talking about the same family that lied about Trump's call to Ukraine just so they can get him impeached. You look at this, and she's like, no ears were harmed. Carry on with your Sunday afternoon, gets ratioed, then deletes the tweet later, pretends like she didn't mean it, even though an hour later she was like, sorry, you're triggered. I mean, no, I'm not. I don't care a little bit. Yeah, this is kind of a problem. These people are just scum. There's no other way to chalk it up, regardless of what side of the aisle you're on. She's just cheering on, basically, an attempt. That's exactly what this is. There's no other reasonable way to analyze it. And she's not the only one. You also have another Ukraine cultist, Adam Kinzinger, who was a Republican. He still technically is a Republican, but then he has endorsed Kamala Harris because he only cares about Ukraine and thinks Trump is evil or whatever. And he's like, violent rhetoric is wrong. It has no place. But then he says, but MAGA pretending they didn't light this fire is gaslighting to the 100th power. Since Trump showed up, our politics have gone down the drain, is what he's trying to say. And he's saying that Trump is accusing people of eating pets. And actually, that's people on the ground in Springfield, Ohio, who have made those allegations. It's not like Donald Trump was just pulling him out of his rear end. But the bottom line is that it's not Trump lighting the fire. It's people like you who have gone out there and stoked the flames of division in this country by pretending that Donald Trump is evil. Donald Trump will end the country. He'll be a total dictator. He's going to end democracy, or whatever the hell that means to these people. That's what they've been saying. And this guy had a lot of posts that were very, very similar to the same rhetoric that you hear from these people. Exactly. Literally verbatim from these people. Donald Trump, he's not backing down, and this is what you need to do, because you could say we got to unite and have unity, and that does sound good, but the problem is you can't unite with people that don't want to unite with you. And I'm not saying that he's going to fuel the fire, but he needs to stand up for himself and be like, no, this is wrong, this is unacceptable, it is these people's fault. They'll blame me for everything, I'm going to blame these people for everything. That's what he's trying to do, and he cataloged 50 quotes from all these people: Biden, Tim Walz, Harris, even a lot of these like rhino neocon defected Republicans. You have all these congressmen on the left. You have all these people, and there's so many more examples, folks. There's so many more. They're saying he's a threat to the country. Then you have deranged LARPers and lunatics who have lost their mind. What do you think they're going to do at that point? And you could say, well, what if he is a threat to the country? But when you lie about somebody being a threat to the country, when you lie because you have nothing to campaign on, because your campaign is garbage, because your economic record's garbage, your foreign policy record is garbage, and you have to lie about that other person, oh, they're going to end the country, it's fear-mongering. And what do you think it does? What do you think it exactly does? There's so many lies. The mainstream media stokes the flames and fire of division, not Donald Trump, for just accurately calling things the way that he sees it. And that's the problem with these people. And now we find out Mike DeWine, the governor of Ohio, not exactly anywhere close to being like a MAGA guy, says that there were 33 bomb threats against Springfield schools, which is what the media has just been unable to not talk about over the past week. But all of them are hoaxes, as obviously we anticipated, but they also originated from overseas. They didn't even come from people on the left trying to drum up division. They came from people overseas making these claims. But we heard that Donald Trump, it was his rhetoric, it was his fault for this. No, I mean, this is probably some operation somewhere in some other country, who knows what country it is, to kind of stoke division in our electoral system. We've seen it before, we've seen it again, and I think this is yet another example of that. So Trump and Vance, they're not going to get an apology. They deserve a lot of apologies from these people. They're not going to get an apology. These are the same people that are blaming Donald Trump for his own assassination attempt based off of these nonsensical lies that Trump is going to be evil, the worst guy ever. They have to make things up about Trump nonstop. And Trump, for defending himself, is apparently the problem. He's the bad guy. He's the problem. Yeah, that's not exactly how it works. We've seen this before. We've seen it again. The mainstream media, they're not going to apologize. And the only way to win is to get Donald Trump back into that White House come January. So get out and vote as soon as you can. Get other people you know to vote. Register 5 voters in a swing state, because that's the only way we're going to win. It's not persuasion at this point. We've had 4 years to persuade. We have persuaded. It comes down to turnout. Can we get enough voters out to vote and get them to vote for Donald Trump compared to what the other side's going to do across 7 states? That's the entirety of what this election is. That's how it's won. So let's go do it. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching this video. Like this video down below, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications so you never miss another video. Follow me on social media. The links are all in the description down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Red Eagle, out.